Today's tip addresses the issues related to the new requirement under paragraph 7A of the contract. Paragraph 7A is where the inspections are allowed. Seller must provide access to the property for the buyer to make inspections and turn on the utilities so that inspections can be completed. The new contract, however, clarifies that any hydrostatic testing must be separately agreed to in writing between the parties. Hydrostatic testing is the pressure test for the water and the gas lines. It is a more invasive test, and most inspectors, which are usually the plumbers in this case, that do this testing, require the seller to sign a hold harmless agreement. Paragraph 7A of your old contract said the seller had to allow inspections, but there was nothing in that paragraph that required the seller to sign a hold harmless agreement. Therefore, the new requirement that any hydrostatic testing must be agreed to separately in writing. There is no promulgated form for this separate writing. This is something that will need to be negotiated between the parties. I am going to suggest that the seller will need to see the form that will be required for him to sign by the plumber or the inspector who does such testing before the seller can make an agreement. So tip number 1, if the buyer is requiring the hydrostatic testing, first get a copy of the form the inspector will require the seller to sign and provide that to the seller. Prior to seeing that, the seller will not know what he is agreeing to, and this must be reviewed. The only option for a buyer under this inspection paragraph, if the seller refuses to allow hydrostatic testing, is to terminate the contract, or if he decides to go forward, then he waives such an inspection. But let's move forward, and here is tip number 2. If there is going to be an agreement to make foundation repairs, this usually will be agreed to during the option period that the seller will agree to make certain foundation repairs. Please note that most foundation repairs then require a follow-up hydrostatic testing to make sure when the foundation was repaired it didn't cause leaks in the water or gas lines. You should, in your repair amendment for the foundation, then include the agreement from the seller that he will allow hydrostatic testing on the water lines and gas lines upon completion of the foundation repairs. Because at that point, your option period has expired. You do not want to get to the end of that time and not have the right to do the hydrostatic testing. So take care of that in any repair amendment you may do during the option period for foundation repairs. Add a provision for hydrostatic testing. Hope these tips prove valuable to you as you negotiate your new contracts. And if so, I hope you give Allegiance Title the opportunity to close your next transaction. Don't forget we're bringing Verl Workman for a seminar on February 4th. More information to follow. Thank you.
How many of you are ready to take it up about 10 notches and let's just rock? Who's ready to go?
You're invited to join Allegiance Title Thursday, February 4th for a workshop with Verl Workman entitled Become the Greatest Salesman in the World. Our first class will be at the Richardson Civic Center from 9 till noon. Our second class, the Hearst Convention Center from 1:30 to 4:30. This class is designed for real estate agents who want to grow their business. For more information, visit our website and watch Verl Workman's video. You may also register for the class at allegiancetitle.com. Classes are filling up quickly, and you must pre-register to attend. Allegiance Title Company, your resource for results.